Is God good? Out of all the people in the world, He keeps making a way for me. He didn't forget about me. Oh, thank you, Lord. I said, thank you, Lord. Has He been good? Good to see you, Minister Crenshaw. Brother been pretty sick, but he's pressing on. And we thank God for him.
Yes.
I look up in the cloud. God is making some transition.
All right, good.
Some can't stand no more. They sit down. Ain't nothing wrong with sitting down. It's not the position of the body.
It's my heart. Come on, see?
It's within the soul.
It's my heart.
Praise Him. I heard somebody say, I'll continue His praise. Shall continue be in my mouth. I want to thank God for the presence of Sister Young. She was on there. All right. Having hurt and pains too. But she brought them home. Thank God for each of you. Now listen, this is a special day, for we are celebrating with our ushers and aren't you glad you got some good ushers? And nurses. So today we are celebrating, we're thanking God for their services.
Amen.
This evening, we will have a special 3:30 service. I know we got some people walking in.
Yes, sir.
But they just looking for a seat.
Yes, sir.
Listen,
3:30.
this evening, not tomorrow,
Yes, sir.
today,
3:30. Yes, sir. We together now.
don't get it twisted.
Gotta get it together.
All right.
3:30.
We will be back here for 3:30
Yes, sir.
to praise the Lord
Amen.
with our ushers, nurses, all of that. Listen, when one part of Second North
There
Holly
it
is honored,
There it
all of us
We
join
together.
in the honor. So we're expecting guests, Pastor Norton and the Macedonia Church
Yes, sir.
will be here this evening. I've said before, I'll say again. This is just my opinion. The most embarrassing time of pastoring is when the guest church outnumber the host church.
All right.
We invited them to come help us,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and it's more of them than it is something wrong with them.
All right.
Help us, Lord.
All right. So we got that covered.
Yes, sir.
Cynthia. Oh yeah, listen, next Sunday, next Sunday evening, I'm going to preach the pastoral anniversary for Pastor Smith.
Amen.
Craig Smith, right over the bridge there. Y'all know what Pastor Smith is. What do you call that? Harrisburg. And we'll get some directions, but it's right over the Ship Channel Bridge there. That's next Sunday evening at 3:30. see you cooking.
Yes.
All right, glad to see everyone. Glad to be able to see. Listen. I would that you would receive this preaching preacher. You know him. You know of him. You've seen him. You heard it. I ask that you hear him again. Years ago, televisions had what they called antennas. Anybody remember that? And if your picture was out of focus, television used to roll. You put some aluminum foil. I don't know what it did. Anybody remember that? Help you adjust your picture. Now I said all that, when you get ready to hear a word from the Lord, if your antenna, your spiritual antenna, is not adjusted, not focused in, ask for some focus. Would you receive Pastor Charles Hill by elevating your right hand and saying amen?
About to get up and something said you better try that again. I woke up this morning, and every morning I wake up, I have roll call. Every morning I wake up, I have roll call.
Yes, you won't cooperate.
I discovered Pastor Young. I'm getting to that point. My friend was sitting over there. I thought she was going to sing today too.
Amen.
But she sang this song that this woman sang. There's a leak in this old bill. Every morning I realize that there's a leak in this old building. I don't know whether to thank my friend for this or not, but I came to tell him today that I still love him. That's what I came to tell him today.
All right.
He put me here, but I still love him anyway. Miss Young. Okay, I don't have but a few minutes, but it's good to see all of you. Good to see all of you. When I say I have roll call, usually when I wake up, there's some part of me that doesn't want to work today.
Yeah, cooperate.
and doesn't want to cooperate with the rest of my bodily members. So I have to try and function around what ain't working. So, but I'm thankful to the Lord that He has allowed me another opportunity. Every morning I wake up, I find myself saying what my grandmother used to say. Every morning. She sat on the end of the bed with she had 3-4 mattresses on her bed and a little stool beside. Why would you put a stool? But before her feet hit the floor, she said, "Thank you, Lord."
Yeah.
Thank you. Every morning I wake up, every time I move, I have to tell him thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
I've been here in a couple of years. I think it's been about 2 years or a little more since I've been here. But I needed to lay eyes on my friend. See, we buried a friend of mine, Pastor Larry Wayne Jackson, on yesterday. And he was my friend also. But it made me come to grips with life doesn't last forever. It's a gift.
Yeah, brother.
God has given us a gift. And we have to learn, what was this saying I used to say a long time ago? Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery.
Yeah.
But today is a gift.
It's a gift.
And that's why they call it the present. Oftentimes we never even unwrap
The present.
the present to enjoy it because we're handcuffed to yesterday and hate looking forward to tomorrow. Isn't that something? While you turn to Mark chapter 10, just for a few minutes, in 2 more minutes it'll be 12 o'clock noon. And I'll be through before we get halfway down. Mark chapter 10. Mark chapter 10, verse 46. Verse 46. If you're there, say amen. If you're not, say wait. Somebody ashamed to say wait because I still hear pages turning. Verse 46 of Mark chapter 10. Know that Mark is a book that expresses movement. Several times in this book you find the word immediately.
Yeah. Right.
It's a moving book that moves to the action.
Straightway.
Straightway is another word used, which means he jumps over a lot of junk, straight to the action. 46 says, of Mark chapter 10, verse 46, and they came to Jericho. And as he went out of Jericho with his disciples and a great number of people, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the highway side begging. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. And many charged him that he should hold his peace. But he cried the more a great deal, thou son of David, have mercy on me. And Jesus stood still and commanded him to be called. And they called the blind man, saying unto him, be of good comfort, rise. He calleth thee. And he, casting away garment, rose, came to Jesus. And Jesus answered and said unto him, what wilt thou that I should do unto thee? The blind man said unto him, Lord, that I might receive my sight. And Jesus said unto him, go thy way, thy faith has made thee whole. Here he comes. And immediately, I like that part. And immediately, straightway, look what it says, he received his sight and followed Jesus in the way. Amen. There are many aspects to this text. You may be seated. There are many aspects and characteristics to this text that we could focus on, but there's one thing that astounded me more than anything.
All right.
And that one thing is something I think we want to focus on for just a few minutes. And that is that the text says that blind Bartimaeus was sitting by the roadside. He was sitting by the highway
Listen now.
with all of his other blind buddies, with all of his other powerless buddies, with all of his wino, whiskey head, weed head, coke snorting, whoremongering friends. And he took note of the fact that he had heard about Jesus.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
had heard about it.
He heard about
And he heard just now that Jesus was passing by.
it. Listen at that.
Look what he did. Look what he does. He says, I know he said it to himself. This is the Jesus I heard about.
This is the one.
This is the one that I've heard about who gives sight to the blind, who causes the lame to walk, who gives life back to those who have no life, who are losing their life. This is the one that I've heard about. But the one thing that I wanted to focus on in this text that really astounded me is the fact that he knew when to shout.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, we'll sit in church for 2 and 3 hours
Don't know when to shout.
and don't know when to shout.
He's passing.
There's a time. There's a time. You know, and I don't care about what you think about me. And I know y'all do. You know, I know y'all do. Y'all care about. You ever wanted to say amen and shout and just throw your hands up and act a fool, but you didn't because you've been cool all your life? But you didn't because you got a high profile job, and you think because you in your whole high profile job, men like me don't shout.
Listen at that. Like me.
I had to discover. I got saved a long time ago. I've been in this preaching thing now 30-some years, and I've moved into teaching, or seminary teaching, and I had to devise a definition for several things. One is truth, and the other is wisdom. What is wisdom? What is wisdom? Wisdom is, and I had to create the definition. What is wisdom? Wisdom is the ability,
All right.
to discern the difference between right and wrong.
I know.
That's aspect number one of the definition, to discern.
Right?
The ability to discern between what is right and wrong.
Yeah,
Then the second aspect of the definition is the courage
all right.
to do what's right.
You're on the road.
See, that's what wisdom is. Wisdom is the ability to discern the difference between right and wrong. And then you have to have the courage. You know, it takes courage
Yeah.
for me to admit to me that I've been wrong. I can cuss you out for you telling me that I've been wrong. But who do I cuss? When it's me.
Yeah.
Who do I get on when it's me?
It's
I heard a story the other day. When the mother of her child, the mother of this child, after about 3 or 4 months, she noticed something strange about her baby. And she said, I need to take my baby to the doctor because my baby doesn't cry. She doesn't make a whole lot of fuss about anything. She took the baby to the doctor because of her concern, and after going to the doctor, she was told something that she never thought her child would have. Her child has CIP, which is a congenital insensitivity to pain.
Yeah.
In other words, her child could feel
Couldn't
no
hurt.
pain.
No hurt.
She could put her hand in fire and her flesh would burn. And she could feel no pain.
My Lord.
She could go outside to play and step on a rusty nail and it would go up pierce through her feet, and she could feel no pain. Isn't that something?
Yeah, bro.
To be born into a world that's full of pain
No pain.
and feel no pain. After about 12, 13 years old, and this mother's constantly going to see the doctor, she was interviewed about her child having this disease, CIP, and she told the interviewer, she said, my biggest prayer to God every day and every night is that my child would feel pain. Can you imagine not feeling pain? But see, most of us are totally opposite.
Yeah, we don't want no pain.
We don't want no more pain. I'm tired of the pain that I have. Oh, everybody sitting in here right now, listening to me, there is a degree of pain in you.
Yeah.
Because you have not figured out what's causing it.
My.
Here's a blind man sitting on the side of the highway. And I wanted to know, was he tired of being blind? See, this man is a representative, let me not hasten to tell you, this man is a representative of spiritual blindness. Something we have all suffered from, and something we still suffer from today. Why do I keep getting myself into this mess? Why is life treating me like this? Why can't I keep a woman? Why can't I keep a man? Why can't I achieve something in my life without getting angry and upset and mad at people? Blindness. Pain and blindness seem to find each other often. When I looked at this text, I thought about, those great theologians who, they don't make records anymore, but they were called Earth, Wind, and Fire. To me, they were great theologians because they didn't sing nasty songs and filthy. Now they didn't. They sang spiritually. But that was one song that they sang. They said, "Open my eyes that I might see." You may can see from here to Dallas, or from here to Austin, and be just as tore up from the floor as anybody who cannot see. I wondered, how does Stevie Wonder see what he sees?
All right.
Because see, we don't always see with our eyes. We can see with our heart. I've been married, only 36 years now, and I was taking my wife to church. No, I was taking her to work. I'm sorry, I was taking her to work. And it's always a little difficult maneuvering through West Belford before you get to the freeway there. And man drove out in front of me, and an angel came just as fast. And my wife looked at me and she said, you know, you're smart, man. I said, thank you. When your wife tell you that, boy, you need to say thank you, man. I'm telling you. You better hear what I'm saying. My wife said. My wife said. You know, my mama didn't say it. My wife said it. And I lived with her. She said, you're smart, man. You're relatively intelligent. She said, but you still a thug. She said, but you still a thug. I said, why would you say that to me? You know. And at that moment, I realized why she called me that.
Yeah.
Because in an instant of a second, without thinking, what I used to be came up.
Came out. Up and out.
You came up and out. And at that instant, I lost my sight of God, and I lost my sight of who He has called me to be. I lost my sight.
That's real, brother. That's real.
To become what I used to be.
Yeah, it's in there.
Declaring at all times, I ain't gonna never be that again. It's still there.
It's in
The
there.
fool you used to be is still there. It's still there, and it'll show up. It'll show up. Now, I don't know how this man got out here sitting on this highway.
No.
I don't know. Now, when I read Mark and I read some other things about blind people in Scripture and all of that, and when I was reading this text, something jumped out to me. And that one thing is, if you will notice, Mark says this man is called the son of Bartimaeus.
All right.
Now, last names are only about 500 or 600 years old. You know, most people 500 or 600 years ago, they didn't have last names. They were identified according to their parents. Mark says, this is blind Bartimaeus, son of Timaeus. Now, the word Timaeus means honorable, with great respect. Now, here it is. Mark identifies this boy sitting on the side of the highway as blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus. Now, he knows who his daddy is. How did he get out here? Your daddy didn't teach you to act the fool you act. Your mama didn't teach you to be blind the way you are. Did he leave home angry? There's a possibility he could have left home angry. There was another boy who got mad with his daddy and told him, give me everything that you were going to give me when you die. Give it to me now. And it said he got his stuff, he got all of his stuff that his daddy was going to give him when he died. And he went out and he acted a fool, and the next thing you know, he finds himself in a pig pen.
Listen.
With slop all over himself, eating the husk of the corn that was fed to the hogs. And look what the text says about this boy. It says that this boy, sitting in the mud, came to himself. See, God leaves room for you to come to yourself. He'll call you, but if you don't want to come, He's not going to make you. God wants you to realize some things about life, and unless you come to yourself, life won't get better.
Yes, sir.
So this boy in the hog pen came to himself and went back home. And his dad had never looked for him, never searched for him. Well, why didn't he? Because in the Jewish day, men who had sons treated their sons with the best that they could to rear them into becoming men. But if those sons got upset with the daddy and left home, the daddy was not to chase after the boy. Let him go. And when he comes to himself, he'll come back. So the boy came to himself and headed back home. And when his daddy was sitting on the front porch drinking some lemonade and fanning with his little palm fan, looked out into the road and saw his boy. He dropped his lemonade and his fan and jumped up and ran out to meet him and kissed him, gave him a ring and barbecued a fat cow. But this boy in this text, could he have left home and not got back? Because Mark says that his daddy is an honorable man. I know what kind of daddy he's got. I know what kind of daddy you got. You know your daddy didn't teach you to smoke weed. You know your daddy didn't teach you to treat women the way you treat them. You know your daddy didn't teach you. Grew up in Birmingham, and I was on the corner. In Birmingham, they don't have private-owned liquor stores. The state still owns it, and they call it the ABC store. Right on this side of the street, down the street is the police station. Across the street, there's a liquor store, and on this side of the store was a little neighborhood store. Because where I grew up, all black people owned all the businesses. And the older fellas, they sat out there all day drinking wine, asking for money. You know, and as soon as they got enough, they go get a ball of Thunderbird or, you know, I know y'all don't know about that.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog, yeah. Where I come from, it's called Red Dagger wine, poison wine. But one day I got up the nerve to sit down with the big boys. I'm gonna drink with the big boys. And I had that ball turned up. Y'all forgive me. I turned that ball up, and all of a sudden that ball flew out of my hand. It was my dad. Boy, don't you ever do my name like this. And he commenced to whoop on me like I've never had a whooping before.
Yeah,
for sitting out in public, in front of everybody.
The big boy.
The big boy. I'm drinking wine with him.
Catching a whoop.
What happened to this boy? He's been out here for a while. But there are some things that, do you want to stop the Savior?
Talk, brother.
This boy knew how to stop the Savior. Look what he screams out. He says, David, son of David,
Have mercy.
have mercy on me. Not us, but me. I'm jacked up. I'm messed up. I'm in a bad state. Lord, help me. Have mercy on me.
My Lord.
See, you can't have mercy on people because you have not realized yet the mercy God has given you. When you realize what some sin has done to you. See, sin will make you pay more than you intended to pay. It will make you stay longer than you intended to stay, and it will take you farther than you intended to go. That's what sin will do. That's what got this boy out here with all of these. See, when people see you, they recognize your condition first.
Yes.
I go to my wife's school and they say, that's Dr. Hill's husband. I'm like, what is it with that? You know, that's Dr. Hill's husband. I'm like, they done identified me in my condition. Yeah, I'm Miss Hill's husband, of course. But I'm Charles Hill first. You know, they identified my condition. You do it every day. That's that old wine old man. He's been on that corner for I don't know how long. Condition. They identified his condition. That's what Mark did. He identified this man's condition, and he knew that he came from a good home, but now he's out here looking as bad as he can look. He says, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. What's the first thing you got to do when you stop the Savior? You've got to recognize his royalty. You better recognize who he is. And when it came upon him, he said, what is it that you want me to do for you? Well, if you jump up and scream in here right now and tell Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me, and the question is asked to you, what is it you want me to do for you? What is it that you want him to do for you? What is it? What is the condition that you have that you want him to move you out of and deliver you from? If you're going to recognize his royalty, you better tell him your trouble. Tell him your trouble. Tell him what's wrong with you. Stretch forth your hand. Don't worry about what folks see you do. There's an old woman in my church where I grew up, 6th Avenue Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. After the deacons would chase us every Sunday morning for not going to Sunday school and hanging outside and drinking sodas and all, not whiskey, but drinking sodas outside the church, and he'd hustle us back in, and we all sat back over in the corner where we could all talk amongst each other. And every now and then, my mother sat down here. She turned her head and looked back at me and put this look on her face, and it would destroy any conversation that I had going on back over in that corner. But right down on the front row, Miss Williams sat there. I can see her sitting right there. And when Pastor Porter got to a certain point in his sermon, the hat she had on would start to wiggle from side to side. And you would either hear me or my friend Joseph say, she about to blow. She about to blow. She sat over on the front row. And then at a certain point, you could hear, all you could hear in church was Jesus, Jesus. And her hands would go up. And her hat and wig, her hat was connected to her wig, and they both would fall back some on the back of her head and show a real hat. And guess what? She didn't even care. So every now and then her hat and wig would fall off. But she said, baby, if you know how good he's been to me, baby, if you knew how he's taken care of me, if you know some situations I've been in my life, when I call out to him, I know he's going to answer me. And I tell him what my trouble is. I tell him I can't stop lying. I can't stop being a hoe. I can't stop being a drug addict. I can't stop drinking. I can't stop none of this stuff. When I tell him what my real trouble is, I throw my hands up and say, Jesus, have mercy on me. I need him to have mercy on me. Because you won't have mercy for me. You won't give me grace. But he is. He is. He is my Savior. He'll give me help when I need help. He'll lift me up when I'm falling down. He'll give me strength where my strength is gone. He'll give me love when you won't tell me. He'll give me peace in the time of war. My eyes can see him, even if I can't see you. And guess what this young brother did? He said, Lord, I just want to see. Do you want to see today? Do you want to see why you keep getting into your problems? Do you want to see why you keep having problems? Because he'll let you see. I'm glad. I'm glad. I tell you, I'm glad. I'm glad that he died. I'm glad that they put him on that cross. They nailed his hands. They spiked his feet. And they put thorns on his head. They pierced him in the side. And blood and water came to bring him down. I'm glad that he died for me. I'm glad that he died just for me. Not just for me, but just for you. Just for you. And wherever you're blind, he'll open your eyes. So how do y'all know that? Because while he was in the borrowed tomb, his eyes were closed. Early, I said early Sunday morning, he got up with all power in his hand. Power to see where you are. Power to know where you're going. He's got power. I'm glad he's got power. He's got power. Yeah. I'm glad. You need to know when it's time to shout. See, right now is a good time. Right now is a good time. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or male or a woman or a female. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about them folks sitting next to you. It's time to shout. It's time to shout. Even if you're a young person, you know you can shout too. Because he'll help you see what you can't see. He'll help you avoid trouble that's coming through your door and send you another way. And the end of the text says that after he got his sight, he didn't go home.
No, he followed Jesus.
He didn't go home. He didn't even tell his buddy. I can see now. Because he saw what they were up to. He didn't want to go back to that. We'll leave here and go back to where we were before we got here and be just as blind as we are while we're sitting here. And never call his name. The calling of his name. Look what Jesus told him. He said, your faith. Isn't that something? You got something God gave you that can make you whole. Yeah, I know you're looking at me strange and funny, but you ain't whole till you got faith. Faith will let you see. You need to know whether it's in the car, in the church, on the highway. I was pulled over to the side of the road. My sunroof was open. And my arm was going like this in the sunroof. Man said something on the radio that got me. And I had to pull over. Because it was like being on the phone. You know, you get caught up in trying to text and drive, you kill yourself. I can't shout and cry. I can scream, but I need my arms to help me. Somebody said, stop, who knew me, and said, Dr. Hill, you okay? I said, baby, I had tears streaming down my eyes. He helped me to see something that I've never seen before. Jeremiah 3:33 says, I'll help you to see what you've never seen. But you need to know when it's time to shout.
It's a message from the Lord. Maybe it's time you change what you've been saying. That prodigal son, instead of saying, give me, he come back saying, make me. Make me. Have mercy on me. Have mercy. And then David reminded us, surely, y'all hear me? There's no doubt about it that goodness and mercy, watch this, been following you. Not in front. He's been pursuing you. He's trying to catch up with you so you can see. On the wayside. If you're here today, would you come? Would you come? You stay here long enough. You're gonna have to call the roll. See what Liam gonna cooperate. Who needs some extra help? But you know what I found out? All the limbs on the same body. And if the limb is to get any help, some of the other members gotta help. Y'all missed that. My sister, what's her name? Taisha. The candidate for baptism.
All right.
Yes.
LaSalle. Got another candidate, Stan.
That's Corey, yeah.
With the Lord tarry, stand corrected. We'll baptize the first Sunday morning in, what is that, June? First Sunday morning in June. Now, until then, come on to Bible study. Come on to Sunday school. Take my yoke upon you and none. Sister,
Let's say, giving unto God, heal my life, Pastor Young, Sister Young, and my family in Christ. I would like you all to pray for us, my family, give us special prayer for my husband. Yesterday at work, he fell in a 10 feet down in a hole. He's in pain, but he say he's hurting, but I told him he need to go get an x-ray. He's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He works in the chemical plant. So he's still breathing, he's talking, in a lot of pain, but I just want y'all to pray for him and, that he traveling grace back home safe. He's supposed to be coming Thursday, Friday, and pray for us as we travel out in the water, 7-day cruise, leaving out next Saturday. So, amen.
Yes. All right.
Special prayer for my husband.
Brother Tory.
Good evening, good afternoon. First, I want to apologize to the church for not being here like I was supposed to. But next I want to thank Pastor Hill. Sir, that sermon you preached this morning was on point. It was important. Cataracts on both eyes. I mean, they had to replace the name of both eyes to that bad. So I had to quit driving, quit coming to church. I mean, I was lacking on my job. I mean, it was a lot of things that I was lacking in. But by the grace of God, I finally don't have the surgery. I mean, I put it off for 2-3 years. But now, I mean, I can see it. I see things, and I am so amazed and so. I'm speechless at some of the things I see. I mean, I've driven around the city here in the last week and just seeing things that I haven't seen in almost 30 years. But my walk, that's what I was really lacking in. And I want to thank everybody who's praying for me. Sister, come on. Thank you. I know. My sisters, I know y'all been praying for me. And my mom, I thank y'all so much. I mean, I see things now I know I can come to church more often. I can be here. I mean, even when I was in the choir, I couldn't see some of the words on the paper, so I felt embarrassed. So now that I can see, I'm coming back, I'm getting back into the. I thank everybody, so, that's what again, I want to thank everybody for praying for me.
All right, Brother Tory. Thank God for his. Yes.
Y'all, if anybody something, get your problem, get your eyes checked. I encourage y'all, get your eyes checked once a year. Go and get it done.
All right, you let me know where that doctor Yeah. You hear that song they just got them singing? I'm moving on. I got a bill. Somewhere Paul talked about when this house, this tent I'm living in is dissolved. I'm gonna move from a tent to a building. And the building, picture this now, is made, but it ain't made with hands. And it's eternal. No limits. Amen.
All right.
Listen. Being rejected. Come on, baby. You all right. Come here. She just wants to. All right. Listen, let's prayerfully support the service this evening. These are our ushers, our nurses, our brothers and sisters. The ushers and nurses are supportive to every service that we have. From bearing your cousin to you. They had a badge on upside down. Very. But anyway, let's support them and support the church. Y'all with me? That service is scheduled to start, and it will, at 3:30. Get your snack, get your sugar under control, and whatever else you need to do in between to prepare our seat and come back at 3:30. Would you stand on your feet? Brother Paul, give us a prayer of benediction. Go ahead with the song, Let the Church. God has spoken. Let the church say amen. Let the church say amen. All right. Let the church say amen. God
We say thank you. Thank you for what you've done in this place. Thank you for what our ears have heard, that our eyes might be able to see. The word declares that faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Thank you that you loved us enough to send us truth. God, that we might be better when we leave this place. For every prayer request that have gone forth, God, only you were able to answer prayer. We know that you're able, and we believe that it's already done. Travel to Louisiana, travel across the metroplex, and be God in every situation. And for this we say thank you. We thank you now for the angel of this church. Thank you for our pastor. Continue to strengthen him, God. Give wisdom to his mind, that he might feed your people. For you declare that I will give you pastors after my own heart, that will feed you with knowledge and understanding. And God, we just want to say thank you. Now, God, as we leave this place, but never from thy presence, God, we ask that you continue to bless, heal, set free, and deliver. And we ask all of these things in your son Jesus' name. Let us all say